watching the Call Outdoors TV.
I hope I got it for you.
Sorry, buddy. You put me through the ringer.
Oh my goodness.
Look at that.
Oh my word. Look at that.
Love that. He's like looking. That was intense, huh?
Yeah. Oh, those hunters are gonna walk right up on us.
Kept with it and just smoked a huge beard on this gobbler. Oh my goodness, that was awesome.
Welcome to this episode of the Call Outdoors. My name is David Stollard. I'm here with Jeff Murphy, and we're hunting in Pennsylvania, our home state. And actually, we're hunting in southern Pennsylvania, where we haven't hunted much the last 5 years.
No, in just the past few years, we've been starting to see pockets of birds in the area. So it's kind of nice not to have to drive hours away to get to the birds, and we can just go to an adjoining neighbor's property where there are some birds.
Right, and you did a good job of scouting these birds. I'm behind the camera, you got the gun, let's see what happens.
It is May 5th. Got a bird roosted about 100 yards out here. We're set up in the little corner. We got a couple different properties to come together. I'd like to be over closer, but we don't have permission over there, so we're as close as we can get to him. He's gobbling his head off this morning. This guy will want to come to us and be able to put him down here, PA, so sit tight.
So we've got this bird roosted about 150 yards away, and it sounded like a weird gobble. And the way that hill rolled, I was wondering whether this is a jake or not.
Right. I know I had to convince you a little bit that it definitely was a gobbler. And I had seen him a couple of days before, right. So I knew it was definitely a gobbler.
Yeah. Yeah, and he was responding to you good, and the way that hill was, he could hear the box call a lot better than he could the mouth call right off the bat. So this bird's gobbling pretty good, and we were just waiting for him to show up to see whether this was going to be a jake or a longbeard.
Here's a swinger. Yeah, I see it. I see that bird. last night, when I roosted him, the way he was fired up, I knew he'd work today. I am happy. All right, get a tag on him.
Nice. That thing is a nice beard.
Yeah.
Big paintbrush.
Nice lips on it.
Sweet.
Mornings like this remind me of just how truly blessed I am. And it reminded me of this verse: I have been crucified with Christ. It is no longer I who live, but Christ who lives in me. And the life I now live in the flesh, I live by faith in the Son of God, who loved me and gave himself for me. Galatians 2:20. Well, this is one of the bigger birds I've shot in PA, and it was nice to be so close to home, to have Dave videoing and be able to get home and show my wife before she went off to work. As soon as I saw him crest that hill to start coming, I knew we had him.
Yeah, and I set those decoys out at about 13 yards. So it was a close bird. He gave some wax on that on the Avian X Jake decoy, and I said shoot him. And once I gave you the green light, man, you laid him out.
Yeah, I tried to give him a little bit of time there because I knew he wasn't going anywhere.
Yeah.
But there's only so long you can hold off on pulling the trigger. So
You smoked him right in the head. First bird down in Pennsylvania. Nice job.
thanks.
On this hunt, Ben Hallman, a first-time turkey hunter, is about to experience what turkey hunting is all about. This big longbeard is now in gun range.
Just let him come to the decoys. Get your gun up. Put it right on it. Don't worry about the second one. Just wait.
With the gun now shouldered, Ben is now waiting for the right time to pull the trigger.
Not yet. I got that tree right in the way. Shoot him when you can. He'll come back.
Nice shot, Ben. How was that?
Great.
First gobbler.
Awesome. awesome to see it come in like that. I don't know where that second one. It sounded like it was further up on the hill, maybe.
It wasn't too far up there unless it went up that way.
Yeah, that's what it sounded like when it gobbled.
Because I saw it.
Yep, he's up on top of the hill there.
He actually came, I saw him come in first. He came over first and landed up there.
Okay. Good. I like it when a plan comes together. That's a good bird. Nice. Nice and thick.
Yeah, and the next thing we knew, they came across the creek. They flew across looking for that hen. So,
Yeah, so, you know, a tip for some of these guys is sometimes it's great to get fired up on them. You know, if you're trying to get them to break over, especially over a creek,
yeah,
you know, to get real fired up and get them hammering, and then just go stone cold, shut up on them.
yeah,
And then, you know, the urge is to sit there and want to call back every time they
Yeah.
gobble because you like that, you know, the feeling and the rush of that.
yeah.
But you gotta really shut up on them, you know, a good 10 minutes or so, and then that'll get them to sometimes break.
Yeah, and that did. Those birds flew across. They both flew across together, but then they split up. One worked away from us, and the other one came right in to decoy, jumped up on the log.
Which was my favorite part looking back on the video.
Yeah, that is
so
pretty cool to see him up there strutting. And they jumped down and came to the decoy, but he didn't really seem aggressive to the decoy. Like, he almost started to walk away from us.
Right, and watching that back on film, I was like, oh man, they let him go.
Yeah.
You know, I was nervous that he was going to keep walking off on you, but he ended up coming back.
Yeah, I was a little nervous too, but
Yeah.
I figured that decoy's there. He's going to come back, and he
Right.
did. And I told Ben to let him have it, and he laid him out right there. So,
Yeah. And Ben's not exactly the guy that's going to get up and jump and do somersaults, but believe me, he's excited.
oh yeah, he was excited, even though he doesn't really show it. And Ben's a man of few words, but he was definitely excited. He still smiles about it now when I talk to him about it.
Yeah.
So,
Well, congrats, Ben, on the turkey, and congrats for videoing it and calling that bird in. It's a sweet episode, and we finally got some turkeys down in southern Pennsylvania, so
yeah.
worked out pretty good.